Hi, everyone. Are you a mom that is struggling to know when it's time to let go of your grown child? Or maybe you're contemplating it and you're not sure what that even looks like or how to go about doing that? For those of you that are brand new to my channel, I just want to welcome you first. My name is Sally Harris, and I'm a mom who walked a difficult road with my own daughter for over 10 years. And while her life spiraled, so did mine. You know, talking about letting go of a grown child is extremely saddening, but I want you to look at it. First of all, there's going to be a time and a place where maybe you have to take a step back for a little bit. And a lot of moms call that giving up. They call it letting go, all of these things. And I don't believe that that's what it is. I believe it's a form of self-care, and that there may possibly be a time in your situation that you have to do that. And for some of you, your child is the one doing it. They're the one taking a step back from you. And I know a lot of you are dealing with that as well. So I won't pretend that's not happening, right? Sometimes you know why, sometimes you don't, and it doesn't make it easy. But I want you to know that knowing when to seek some distance and acknowledge that in some cases, you may need to do that. You may need to create some distance or establish some temporary boundaries around your own well-being, around your life. If the relationship starts to become emotionally or physically harmful, you need to prioritize yourself. You need to prioritize your own life, okay? Now, some of you may be like me, where there was a period of time during the season with my daughter where I had to take a step back. I never looked at it like I was giving up on her, because I never gave up on her, ever. But what I did have to do is take a step back and stop answering the phone. And I had to do that because I had reached a point emotionally and physically that I couldn't go on. I couldn't function. And I knew that if I didn't start taking care of me right then and there, this wasn't going to end well. And so for that period of time, I had to walk away from communication. Now, what you can do, there's some options. Like some moms, it becomes appropriate where you can say, you know what, I need to pause. I need to take a break from our relationship for a little bit. It doesn't mean I don't love you. You know, you may have that type of relationship with your child that you could do that. Others of you are probably going to just have to go cold turkey for a while. Maybe you're blocking them from your phone. Maybe you're not seeing them as often or at all for a period of time. Each situation is different, so I don't want to say for sure what you need to do unless I were to work with you, because I don't know what your situation is. But what I do know is that I don't want you to think that it's giving up. I always say, you know, we're not moving on, we're not letting go, we're moving forward. Okay, so I want you to just change your verbiage and change the way you're speaking to yourself about this, because I know this is hard. I don't know. I feel like I've been through a lot of things in my life, and this season that I was in with my daughter was the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. And I have a feeling it's probably the hardest thing that I ever will go through in my life. So, you know, I want you to think about what you need, because you have to protect you. You have to protect you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's coming to save you, right? Nobody's coming to save you and make this all better all on its own. You have to do the work, and sometimes that means putting up, you know, a fence a little bit. It's not a wall, it's a fence. And one of my moms in my group, actually, in my membership, she had mentioned that one time. I love that. She said, it's not a wall, it's a fence. And the fence has a gate, right? We're not closing them out forever. The fence has a gate, and there's going to be a time and a place where you're going to be able to open that up again, right? So for you, I just want you to think about, if you are at that point where you're like, I've got to do something, I have to stop this crazy communication, this emotional, you know, stress, and whether maybe it's physical, and that zero tolerance in my book for that. 100% you need to let go for a while. Emotional, obviously there's the varying degrees of that. But you need to pick what works for you. You need to figure out what you are able, your body, your mind, your soul are able to handle right now, because with all the added stress of everything else, having to make this decision is very, very difficult. And you need a group of people you need help figuring that out many times. So if you're married, you have other kids, you have good friends, that's awesome. If you are someone who needs additional support, actually, I just want to mention to you that I'm going to be having a free live event, and it is Building a Life Beyond Struggle, Breaking Free from the Defiance and Estrangement. It's a free live event. You can click the link below in the description here. You can click the link to sign up. Just put your email in, and then you'll get all the notifications on what comes next. It's Friday, May 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So note your time zone, please. But I just wanted to let you know about that. And that could be your first step, is just let's start engaging and let's start working on you and taking care of you. And that needs to come first and foremost. And if anyone ever tells you that that's selfish, they're wrong. And I'll be very honest with you, they're wrong. I used to think that self-care was, like I said, massages and facials and all of that kind of stuff. And that can be a form of it, but it doesn't have to be all the fluff either, right? Exercise doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. The exercise and eating right and taking care of your mind and prayer or meditation or whatever it is that you do, all of these things can come into play and help you. Okay, but you have to take the first step. Nobody can do it for you. So I hope this helps you today. I just want you to know that you're not alone when you feel like you have to, what do I do? Letting go of my grown child is the most painful thing ever. And I can tell you, as I mentioned earlier, that I did do that for a season. But you heard me say a season. And then once I felt I was getting stronger, I was able to, re-engage. And so maybe that's you, right? So would love to hear your story. Anything you want to share, you can just leave a comment below. But I hope to see you at the live event on May 12th, Friday, May 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'll see you soon.